Hey there, it's Pete over at the Sampleist, and today we are checking out Damage Uncharted 88 by Heavyocity. Heavyocity have extended their Damage collection by creating Uncharted 88. Now this is a piano that has been destroyed, and then all of the sounds have been squeezed out of its component parts, and in true Heavyocity style you get sound design, you get loops, you get ensemble builders, and it's all housed within the Damage 2 engine. Uncharted 88 downloads at 11.65 gigabytes, and it requires the free Kontakt 6.7 or better, and of course it's also NKS-ready. At the moment it's on sale for $119, then after the intro sale it will go up to $149. In this video we're going to explore the instrument a little bit, and then I've created a composition and we're going to talk about that, and then how is it used and how did I feel about using this brand new instrument in a composing scenario, and then I'll let you know my thoughts. So let's jump straight in. Straight off the bat, I have to admit I use a lot of Heavyocity instruments, and when I got back into making music about 5 years ago, instruments like Gravity and DM307 were the first ones that I bought, and they were very, very expressive and inspirational, and I just love Heavyocity's sound design and creativity. So I love the Damage series, Damage 1, Damage 2, Damage drum kit, and now Damage Uncharted 88. So if we go to the top, we've got Uncharted 88 Ensemble Designer, and of course I'm running this in Komplete Kontrol, so everything is color coded on my S61. So we've got Ensemble Designer, Kit Designer, Loop Designer. So starting with the Ensemble Designer, and we've got Aggressive Knocking. Okay, really punchy, and yeah, you can really hear the different elements of the piano. Now these are color coded, so I'll just walk through these. Got sort of more booms, 100 boomers, and then as you get to the orange, felt mallet wood, and then the blue, low hybrid hit. Then you got rubber mallets. And then you've got some brushes with the iron kit. And you've got a couple of pick scrapes. Now, if you've used the Damage engine before, or the Damage 2 engine, if you play a sample, you can move it around. So that's gone to the left, gone to the right, up close, far back. And you can do this with every sample in the ensemble. So it's very, very customizable. And then of course, if I just want to turn off everything except the close mic, it is recorded dry as well. So you can add your own reverbs, no problem there. Now that's the Damage piano hits, and it's a great example of Heavyocity's sound design. I use symphonic destruction a lot, and this really has symphonic destruction vibes, but obviously treated with the Uncharted 88 samples. So these are sounds you're not going to find anywhere else. Now if we go to the iron combo, so you got ambient, Now these are really cool. So we got the iron combo. If we play to the left of the blue keys, you get a single hit. And then gradually it increases. I'm a sucker for ticking sounds. That's really cool. And the mod wheel changes the intensity. And as you go towards the last key, you have a loop, and again I'm using the mod wheel to sort of bring that in and out. And then it's the same again with these iron pipes. Then the last set, you've got the small hammers. And of course, you can combine them. It's doing some cool things there. So that's the iron combo, and then we can have, let's just go pounding string trains. Some really cool sounds going on there. Let's move on to the strings combo. Let's just... Yeah, just very, really cool. And then The Last of Us, great example of sound design. Incredibly dystopian, and a lot of the fun of Heavyocity libraries is just playing through the presets and seeing what you can get. So we'll just do again just the menu. Nice and straightforward. If you click on the source, you can change the instrument. Just by dropping samples in. And you can take them from any kit, even if you just want to transition. That's a 4-beat transition. And it will color code it down the bottom. So really cool. Settings, you can just really tweak to your heart's content. And again, the joy of Heavyocity libraries is just playing around with everything you got. And then you got the punish in the master effects. Lots of effects going on. Heavyocity got some amazing videos of all this. But punish I actually use as a standalone plugin. It's great for distortion and saturation. It's on gently now at the moment. If I turn on to Hurt Me Plenty. Getting more distorted. If I go on to Nightmare. It gets really wild. So it's great having a punish plugin, as it were, inside as one of the effects, and of course you got all of these really cool effects. So I just recommend playing around with the sound design to your heart's content, really. If we go on the kit designer, so I'll load up Dirt and Scrap, and this is a little bit different. You don't get a stage, you get a mix, and then again you can change the source. So if we've got on C1 that, but we want let's go for a string strike. You can change your samples to your heart's content. And again, you've got the same settings. Actually, they're slightly different in this. And for each sample, you can adjust the settings individually, which is really, really cool. So again, I would just play around with those, and then the same master effects. So these are really, really cool, like pre-made ensembles. It'll just sound great. Let's just do one more. The wooden piano. It's so punchy. And you'll notice in Cubase, I've actually brought it down to -7. Some of the samples can get quite up there. But of course, when you compose, you'd never compose at 0 dB anyway. I always drop everything down to -15, -16, depending on the instrument, and work that way. So yeah, never had a problem with anything clipping, certainly. But like I say, I just bring it down. I mean, it is an aggressive kit. So that's a kit designer, just a couple of examples. Then the loops. Now the loops, there's always a lot of talk about using loops, and I love them. And it's not even a case of, oh, I feel lazy and I don't want to program my own drums. I just love playing, loading up different loops and seeing what fits with the piece that I'm using, or often the loops will dictate which direction my composition will go. So these loops are absolutely brilliant. So I'm going to load up organic loops, and again, everything loads really, really quickly. And you can see there's a lot going on now. If I just play the blue keys down the bottom, this is the designer keys, as it were. And that will trigger 3 different loops. I've played the next one. Let's play the next 3. But of course, if you decide maybe you like this bass, and then this mid, and this high, I'll just play them together. So you can mix and match which ones you want. And just layer upon layer upon layer. And I used to use DM307 a lot in terms of just using the loops and stacking them on each other, which is cool. And it worked really, really well. Now if I play a loop here as well. You can use the stutter function, And the first key will do eighth notes, as it were. The next one will be 16ths, 32nds, 64th. Sounds a little bit like when Cubase randomly crashes, because it does sometimes, and that's exactly the sound it makes. Maybe not that one. That one, definitely. And you can have that as a triplet as well. And there we go. And then up on C5, we've got some transitions. So on one track, you can have lots of loops going on, stutter them, and then throw some transitions in there. And that's just the breakout organic loops. Now, just so we can compare, the triplet loops so they're obviously triplet, and then we can randomize. I'm just randomizing that G key. Great to get some inspiration. And then also you can learn, so you don't have to hold down 3 keys at the same time. You know, sometimes I do that. So that's these are like the breakout menus. So hybrid loops. Great. And then we got so let's go Uncharted, super sax low. Then we can have mid. Then we've got high as well. And it's great to be able to separate the loops into low, mid, and high, because obviously when you're mixing, you might want to pan the low more to the right, mid around the center, and then high towards the left, and just use these kind of like ticking elements. And then you got like just cool names for things like briefings. And when I say cool name for things, what I mean is they're just, you know, they're named loops and collections of loops, and they could be anything. So again, the charm of it is just loading them up and playing them. It's just a lot of fun playing with these different sounds. Let's do hybrid elements. Let's go night creatures. But again, I'm just enjoying just holding down keys and seeing what comes out. Add some transitions this time, actually. It's just a really fun instrument, and it's punchy, it's powerful. The distortion, especially when you use it in a track in the mix, just fits really, really well. It's not overpowering. It doesn't, just take over things or sound like you've got a really weird low end going on. It just works really, really well. So those are the loops. Now what we're going to do is check out a typical production music type piece that I've made. It's a bit of crime, a bit of tension, and it uses only Heavyocity instruments with, of course, Damage Uncharted 88 at the forefront of that. That small composition is a good example of the kind of production music that kind of sits in the underscore for different TV shows. And yeah, Heavyocity, they just create amazing instruments that you can create this kind of music and, of course, more complex music with. But to show off Uncharted 88, I decided just to go something a bit more straightforward and very real world of what I would create. Now, Heavyocity used the tag saying raw inspiration, and I find their libraries, and as I said, I use a lot of Heavyocity libraries, very, very inspiring. So it all started off from Scoring Guitars 2. Now if I just play that riff, and then I doubled it with their brilliant Ascend piano, which is one of my go-to pianos. And then, of course, I use Uncharted 88. And I started off with the Last of Us patch. If I just quickly load that up. It's absolutely fantastic. I mean, the sound design is always phenomenal from Heavyocity, but I just felt, again, very inspired using these sounds. And obviously the title, The Last of Us, is very apocalyptic. But yeah, absolutely brilliant. So that is just the start of the composition. It's instant atmosphere. And then I started to explore the sound design, and we have these brilliant reverses. And pretty much I was just playing random keys, and you just know they're going to fit. And again, just going into the instrument. You've got your short ones at the top. Longer ones towards the bottom, and then in the middle. Your 2 beats. So aside from it being really well laid out, yeah, you just throw them in to what you want to do. Nice and straightforward. And then using some of the tick-tocks. So the tick-tock instrument, ticking and tocking, again, they're loops. So you've got a combination of loops, and then you've got single hits, and you've got sound design. So yeah, these are just great to throw in. And they just add a really cool texture. So again, if I was play from this reverse. And there I introduce scoring basses. One of my favourite instruments. The pulses are, yeah, they're just fantastic. So I'm just using a very simple pulse. Nice and straightforward. And then we've got these string scrapes. So the ambient strings. Whoops. Obviously move that one a bit further down. Just solo those. So again, it's loops and sound design working together, and then low loops straight. So play all that together. And then I added some Novo strings. Let's go bring those up. Using the Intimate Textures Novo pack, the Sol Tasto ensemble. Again, Novo, one of my go-to strings, especially if I need hybrid strings. And I doubled the piano part with another Ascend piano. Just to give it some more weight. Sorry, I should not be talking over the sounds. And then a little bit of sound design, taking us in. And then we have the Nope, 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 Get Out. So they really gone to town on the piano, shall we say. And then some high loops. And then reintroduce the string scrape. And here on in, it's all about building layers. So simple repeated chord progression with the tick-tocks. I'll put the reverses on. And then full loops straight comes in. Let's play that. Let's play that from the start of the bar so it's not awkward. Yeah, and I just think you're just layering up different types of loops and a bit of sound design, and then suddenly you got this amazing foundation and really sort of driving rhythmical presence. And then something that I've used or sort of learnt over the years, if you just in your MIDI ever so slightly go over the bar, you get like a really nice stop. So it's great when you want to just end altogether. But obviously here, I decided not to do that. Just so we get the piano outro. But yeah. Normally, one of my go-to Heavyocity instruments, apart from the Damage, love Damage 1, use it a lot, Damage 2, and the Damage drum kit. DM307 is probably my most overused Heavyocity product, purely because I love the hybrid kits and the industrial kits. So making this kind of music, they are perfect for. But then Uncharted 88, that's going to be my new go-to for a while. I do make a lot of this kind of music, and yeah, it's just, I don't know, if you're doing like psychological tension, it's absolutely perfect. It's got a great balance between power and, of course, just driving, and you get all the distortion underneath, all the saturation, and of course you can control that with the punish. But yeah, they're just great to work with. Cannot understate that enough, or overstate it, sorry. Yeah. Just playing from here then, and we can, oh, Cubase is doing that thing where it hides the marker. Yeah, they are just brilliant instruments to work with. Now, the only instruments I haven't mentioned, well, I've talked about Novo, but I use these ambient shorts. And again, it's a good example of sort of hybrid writing. There we go, I've got this, the marker back. So really simple. So it's just a shout out to Novo. Again, I think that library, and if you write this kind of music, it's just an absolute godsend. The sound design contained within is brilliant. Anyway, I'm saying a lot of wonderful things about different Heavyocity products, but Uncharted 88, what are my thoughts about it? Well, it's another fantastic library from Heavyocity, and because I've been using Heavyocity libraries for, I don't know, let's say the last 5 years, I'm so at home working with it. Like I say, I started with Damage 1. DM307 came along. That was probably the best purchase I've made in terms of bang for buck and the amount of usability I've got out of it. And then Damage 2 and Damage Drum Kit. I use that in orchestral productions all the time when I need like a really sort of cutting, biting but a heavy kit. And then of course we now have Uncharted 88, which, considering, you know, it's been made from a piano and sampling and using their sort of brilliant techniques of creating loops and sound design and just, you know, their imagination behind it, it's just, you know, on a different level. Do I recommend it? Certainly. It's just a brilliant library. When you start using it, you just feel inspired. You've got sounds that you're not going to get from different libraries, and it's so intuitive and straightforward to work with. If you want to tweak the sounds, and I have to admit, I don't often feel the need to tweak Heavyocity libraries that much within the instrument. Just what you get out of the box is, you know, so usable. I remember when I first got Gravity, and I didn't quite understand Gravity because I was very new to making music, and I was just like, how can all these sounds be coming out of these instruments, or, you know, this single instrument? And yeah, with every instrument you get so much range and so much variation. So yeah, bang for buck, amazing sound quality, brilliant usability, and that's the crucial one for me. Will I use these sounds in my productions? Most certainly yes. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, feel free to leave a like and drop a comment. What do you like about Uncharted 88? What do you think about the sounds that you heard? And if you've not done so already, please subscribe to our channel. We've got new content coming out all the time, and lots of you know, brilliant instruments coming up as well. And then, if you fancy it, pop over to the Sampleist.com to check out our website, see what's going on there, and then ultimately just enjoy yourself making some awesome music. Until next time, take care, and I'll speak to you again soon.